So around that time, I did switch to a different agency.
Mm,
And at my new agency, I had a mentor that had done it before on a huge level. And when you have a mentor that's done it before and can
yeah,
show you how to do it,
true.
you erase everything from your mind, like Men in Black style, and you
Yeah,
just listen to them. What do I need to do? And that's what I did. I said, tell me what to do, and I will do it.
yeah,
And she told me, and I implemented everything she said.
it's cool.
I invested in a better lead, and I bought more leads. And I
Mm,
spent more on leads than I had ever spent an entire month. I spent in a week. And for a lot of people, that's scary to do. But what my mentor said is, when are you going to invest in yourself? You already know that you can close. You already know that you can do this. What's it going to take for you to invest in yourself? Like, if not now, when? And that
mm,
just clicked with me. It's our fears that hold us back. And that's a big lesson
yeah.
I've been learning in this industry is a lot of times it's nothing else outside of just our personal fears and limitations that are holding us back from where we want to be in life.
What is up? Welcome back to the CA Power Player Podcast. I'm your host, Cody Askins, and today we have a very special guest. Let me give you some insight on who we are about to interview. She is rocking it, by the way. Been in the business just over 2.5 years, not even 3 years yet. It'll be 3 years in January from the DFW area. Here's what's really cool. She cash flowed over $75,000 in July of this year. Freaking amazing. And um, went from 180K to over $425,000 in the last 4 months of 2023 with a crazy finish to win Hall of Fame. What is up? And welcome to the podcast, Mallory Kroos. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you, Cody. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you. You've had quite the impressive resume in such a short amount of time in this industry. Congrats.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a
Yeah.
whirlwind. It's been a blast.
Good, 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 good. So I'm kind of curious, like, what did you do before? How did you find success so quickly in insurance? Like, what did your previous life look like? Or have you only done insurance?
No, so I've worked in sales for over 10 years. I
Mm,
found in my 20s and just realized you can make a lot more money in sales than
yeah,
other professions. So I was like, let's do this.
yeah.
And I did a bunch of different sales jobs over the years, usually did them for about a year or two each.
Mm,
And like most people, when COVID happened, kind of had that whole kind of pause in your life. I had
yeah.
my second child, I have my daughter, and I
Congrats.
was like, all right, I'm ready to do something new. And I was looking for something more entrepreneurial, and that's when I found insurance.
I love it. And what were you doing what were you doing just before?
So, what I was doing before I took the COVID break was I was actually
Yep.
working for a company called Into Publishing. And believe it or not, we were doing little neighborhood magazines, and I was selling ads for the magazine
Wow.
with local mom and pop stores. I would get
That's cool.
content for the magazine from community people in the community, and then I would host events for it. It was a lot. You think you're doing a lot in
Wow.
insurance? Run your own little magazine in the community, and so that was
That's
really fun.
cool.
I made about six figures, but as you know, COVID impacted small businesses.
Big time.
So once all those mom and pop places kind of went out of business or had to pause, I had to pause too. So that's what brought me to looking at something else to do.
Yeah, yeah. Was that the big lesson that you noticed? Was like, hey, the insurance is recession proof, and I need to be a part of something more entrepreneurial, but also something that, like, even if this happens again, it's still going to thrive because it actually grew during COVID.
Definitely. That's definitely a big draw for insurance. But I think the main thing that attracted me to insurance was that you can do it all from home.
Yeah, true.
Because before I was driving here, driving there, I was meeting people at their place of business or at Starbucks or a restaurant. And
Mm,
after I had my second child, my daughter, I just really wanted to be home based for my kids. And
Yeah.
when I heard that in insurance, and this is a big thanks to COVID, because after COVID, we were able to do this from home, right? Most
Wow.
people were doing
True.
outside of the home before. And so when I heard that you had the opportunity or the potential to make six figures or more from home, I'm like, this can't be real.
Wow. Yeah.
This, spoiler, it is real, but
It is real and it is amazing, right? And you know what? Yeah, is it for everyone? Yeah, I don't know. Is it easy? Definitely not. However, if you put the work in, which clearly you have, you can find a ton of success. Yeah. What did your first when you first jumped over? What did your first few weeks, few months, like your first year in this business look like?
so my first month, I really just went in with the attitude of like, I didn't put a lot of pressure on myself. I was like, let's see what happens. Let's just have fun with it and see what happens. That doesn't mean I didn't work hard, but
Right.
I just wanted to have fun with it. So I think my first month I did about, oh, it's been so long, but I would say maybe $6,000,
Okay.
maybe. I was doing aged internet leads, nothing fancy. Get on
Yeah.
Zoom with a friend and just dial people up and try to sell them a final expense policy.
Mm,
But man, once you get that first commissions check, you're like, okay, I just made $1,000 in one day. Like, where else can I do that? And
correct.
that was really all of the feedback I needed to buy more leads and work more.
Yes. I love that. Okay. And so when you look back, like what was some of the were you scared to invest in your business? Were you scared to buy like call leads? Like or were you comfortable with some of those things because of previous business experience? What did that look like?
I'm not uncomfortable with calling people. If you've been in sales, you've called people and
Yeah.
uh, they don't know you, and that's normal to you. That doesn't mean that I didn't get a little sweaty when I called them, or I didn't get a little. I always tell new people, I'm like, if you're sweating a little, that's normal. Don't give up. Don't quit.
That's right.
But I think the main thing that I struggled with in the beginning was most people I knew when I said I was going to go into a commissions only
Mm.
career and that I was going to buy my own leads. The biggest thing I heard was that's a scam, that's a scam, that's a scam. And actually, it's funny because my husband was one of the people that said, "Oh, this sounds like a scam." And his money from his job that I was going to be investing into insurance and into leads.
Got it.
So he wasn't mean about it. I don't want to make it sound that way, but he was like,
Sure.
"Oh, it's
Sure.
because if you've been in corporate America, you can't fathom this kind of setup, right? People are
100%.
you're going to buy these leads and call them, and they're going to pay you thousands of dollars." But I remember just saying to him, I just feel deep inside like this is the path for me. I feel like this is going to change my life. I remember saying that. And I said, just watch what I do.
Mm.
So I just had that fire in me and I just wanted to show that I could do it. And I kind of still have that chip on my shoulder, but it's like in a positive way.
Yeah.
And so I'm always trying to defy people's expectations of like what you can do in this industry and make it look easy, make it and it's fun
Correct.
and a blast doing it. So
Yes. Yeah, I still feel like the fire is burning and there's a drive to succeed and win and help a lot of people.
yes.
I also feel like competitive spirit, if I
Oh
may, a
my
little
gosh.
bit.
Did someone tell you that?
No, 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 no. I can just pick it up. I'm just picking it up a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Where's that come from?
So I think I've always been a little bit competitive. I'll be honest. I'm not competitive with women. I like to beat the boys. I like to beat the boys at their own game. I
Yeah.
think that insurance probably has been a very male dominated
True.
industry for a while.
True.
And
Did,
I'm a
did you
mom.
did you grow up with brothers?
Yeah, I did.
There you go.
I have an older brother and a younger brother, and we're like a year apart. So you're
Oh
probably
wow.
picking up on that. But
Yeah.
yeah.
My sister's yeah, just younger than me. Yeah, like 11 months younger than me. So yeah.
Yes, that's me and my brothers. Yeah. And
Cool.
there's definitely that competitiveness there. And they're not in the insurance industry, but I think that's where it comes from.
Correct.
But yeah, I love the guys. They help me a ton, but there's just some gratification of keeping up with them because I think when you're a mom and you're a woman, um, and this is probably my own little insecurity, but it
Sure.
seems more like a hobby we're doing when we do something. And I want to show, like, no, this is a whole career for me
I
and
love
I'm
it.
going to kick butt.
That's right.
And so and honestly, it just makes it fun to have a little bit of a competitive edge.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you clearly seem to be doing just that, by the way, right? Especially cash flowing 75K in July. It's like, I think you're figuring it out a little bit and you're well on your way. Um, what would you say has been okay, so like you did okay for, a little while. Then you were able to start producing at a higher level. I mean, even 180K in 8 months, the first 8 months of last year is still good for an industry standard. It's still very good. Okay. It is. However, you then took it to the next level, and literally like 2.5x'd it, ish close in the last like 4 months of last year. Um,
Yes.
Obviously, you were pushing towards a goal of hitting Hall of Fame by the end of 23. And for those that don't know what that is, right, that's where, in Mallory's example, she needed to produce $400,000 in issue paid production to qualify for this elite club or group, right, within her company. Um, what did what did you like? Where did the decision come from to kick it into high gear? I'm curious of that first.
So around that time, I did switch to a different agency.
Mm,
And at my new agency, I had a mentor that had done it before on a huge level. And when you have a mentor that's done it before and can
yeah,
show you how to do it,
sure.
you erase everything from your mind, like Men in Black style, and you
Yeah,
just listen to them. What do I need to do? And that's what I did. I said, tell me what to do and I will do it.
yeah,
And she told me, and I implemented everything she said.
it's cool.
I invested in a better lead and I bought more leads. And
Mm,
I spent more on leads than I had ever spent an entire month. I spent in a week. And for a lot of people, that's scary to do. But what my mentor said is, when are you going to invest in yourself? You already know that you can close. You already know that you can do this. What's it going to take for you to invest in yourself? Like, if not now, when? And that
mm,
just clicked with me. It's our fears that hold us back, and that's a big lesson
yeah,
I've been learning in this industry. Is a lot of times it's nothing else outside of just our personal fears and limitations that are holding us back from where we want to be in life. And so instead of adding things, just subtract those fears, work on those, and do the scary thing. Be comfortable being
mm,
uncomfortable, which I know um, might sound cheesy, but it's
sure.
absolutely the truth in what we do here.
It is for sure. Yeah, and there is definitely limiting beliefs that like are mental hurdles that we have to get over that are holding us back. Um, who's your mentor? If you don't mind me asking for the name, is that okay?
Sure, no, Vivian Vile de
That's
Andres
awesome. I love
at
it.
Aria, yeah.
I love it. I've heard some
I
really good things. That's really cool. Congrats.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I basically catapulted after I started doing her system,
Yeah.
and I hit that goal. And the thing for me is, I could have decided, I'll go for it next year. I don't need to do
Yes.
it this year. I'm a mom. I want to enjoy the holidays. And these were all thoughts that crossed my mind.
Yes.
Um, but what I decided was, I'm so close to this. I don't want to sit in the stands. I don't want to sit in the crowd and watch everybody else accept their awards, knowing I was 20,000 behind or
Mm,
30,000 behind. I could have done that. I could have closed the gap. So I said, you know
yeah.
what? Get it. I'm going for it. I'm just going to work really hard. And honestly, it was actually really fun to push for something where you were scared if you didn't get it.
Oh, so good.
I actually I love that experience. It was hard at the time, but looking back,
Sure.
it feels good that I pushed for something and I achieved it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of challenging myself and creating games and creating urgency and all those things, I remember there's like professional athletes that made up things just so they had something to go for, and all every step of the way, like I've always tried to have some type of goal or trip or like something I'm chasing, because it is more fun that way. It's I mean, especially if you're naturally competitive, it's like
Yeah.
okay,
And the funny thing is, probably nobody else cared if I got that award. Nobody cared. Everyone would have said, "Oh, you did great. You'll get it next year." Everyone would have made me feel better about it, and I know that. but it's like you said, I do those little things all the time. I want to beat this person to the next
Hmm.
goal. I want to be the first. And sometimes I make it, sometimes I don't. But that's what continues to drive me is just is setting that up. And obviously there's something wrong with me and you that we're like this, but whatever, we'll go with it.
Yeah, we're definitely weird. That's for sure. Yeah. You said three things that stood out to me. Okay, that literally like really I would say four things. Okay, you had a new target, something in your sights that you could go hit. Right. You also had a mentor that was helping you and challenging you, and you had to be coachable. Right in that, which I think is a huge nugget for our audience. Third, you invested in a better lead. I think a lot of agents do think like as an example, like I made 117K at 20 years old in college while I was playing basketball, cold calling with no leads. You couldn't pay me to go back to cold calling. Like I just like I why, right? Or I realize some agents need to start with age leads and there's different things, budget wise, etc. But you believe in yourself so much, better leads. And the fourth thing you said was I invested more. I started investing more per week than about per week what I was investing per month before. Talk through some of those things because that is a huge key takeaway. If someone's like, hey, how do I double my production? Well, Mallory just gave you four specific tangible things that you could actually do if you wanted to actually do them.
So, what I see a lot in the insurance industry is everybody comes into the insurance industry because you can make a lot of money. You can make a lot of money fast. Everybody
Yeah.
wants to be successful, to be wealthy. And I absolutely believe you can do that in this industry. But what I see more than anything is people hold on so tight to their money. They're afraid to let go of the little money
Hmm.
that they have to get that bigger amount of money in out there. And once you understand that you need to circulate your money, you've got to let this go and believe in yourself to flip that and make more. You are absolutely going to have success. Maybe you have an off week, maybe you have an off month, but you just got to have faith that you can do this because this is the industry to do it in. This
Hmm.
is the industry to make that big return. But I just see limiting beliefs so much with people. I see it. I see it every day, right? And so
Yeah.
that's just things we all have to work through. And it's just part of entrepreneurship too. And
True.
I just like to think of insurance as any other business. Is there any other business out there? Not many, where you don't have to. A lot of people have to put in a lot of cash in the beginning to see any return for 5 or 10 years.
Yeah.
Here, you put money in, and you can see a return in a week or 2 days or whatever.
Correct.
So I would just encourage people to get more comfortable with investing in themselves and just kind of talking themselves off that ledge a little bit because yeah, I just see it a lot.
It's cool.
And it's something I had to work through too. I'm not saying I didn't go through it, but
Right.
once I got off on that limb and I spent that money, I saw that I made more money than I ever imagined, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, let's up the ante even more, right?
It's cool. Yeah, it gives you the confidence to then go and double down and do more of it and do it again. I always say too. I love that you said that. I always say that like if you are if you're like if you're like holding on to money really tightly, you're like squeezing the life out of it, and it's never gonna flow to you because you're just like choking it. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah,
And
that's
it's just that lack mindset or that abundance mindset, just
correct.
uh, those two ways of thinking. And if you're going to win big in insurance, um,
Mm,
and we're strictly talking financial. Of course, we're helping families. Of course, we're serving the community.
correct.
But you've got to go in with that abundance mindset, and you've got to believe that this can work for you because whatever
Amen.
whatever your mindset is, those are the results you're going to get.
Amen. I love it. So true. I could talk to you all day. Oh my gosh, you do an amazing job. This is such a great interview. If you guys have enjoyed listening to Mallory, let us know in comments below and tag her on our Instagram. If they want to learn more, what should they do or where should they go?
The best place to contact me is on my Instagram page. It's at the Mallory Kroos, and I'm going to spell uh, the Mallory Mallory. Kroos is different. It's Kroos. But I post a lot. You can go back and see my journey from the beginning on Instagram, and I post
Mm,
a lot there. So that's the absolute best way for people to follow or find me and follow me.
I love it. Mallory, You're doing an amazing job. Thank you so much for coming on the channel and sharing your story.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
This was great.
Thank you so much, Mallory. Okay. Also, appreciate you guys hanging with and listening. Definitely go check out the Mallory Kroos on Instagram. And once again, if you made it this far in the podcast, you can use coupon code YouTube to get 10% off of our Kaboom Leads at kaboomleads.com. Thanks for listening and hanging with us on the Power Player Podcast, and we will see you on the next episode. Adios.